Welcome back to the Dowling Catholic High School Gym, West Des Moines, as we get set for Game 2, Dowling and Southeast Polk. Dowling girls a winner in Game 1, 75-36, to improve their record to 17-3, ranked third in Class 5A. And let's take a look at starters for the boys contest. For the Southeast Polk Rams, head coach Dave Stubbs in his first year, their record 7-10. And they will start at one guard, Emmanuel Titi, a 5'11 senior, wearing number 2. The other guard is Thomas Childs, 6'2 senior. He'll wear number 11. The other guard is Josh Charlton. Charlton, a 6'4 sophomore. He'll wear number 22. He is their leading scorer, averaging 13.5 points, 8.5 rebounds. At one forward, the Big E will start for the Rams tonight. And it's Ehikwim Hikamir. And he will be at one forward. And he stands at 6'7". We're going to call him the Big E just for tonight. And the other forward is Henry Gaffney. Gaffney, a 6'4 senior, averaging 5 points for Southeast Polk. The Rams are coached by Dave Stubbs, assisted by Brandon Stubbs, Damon Stubbs, and Stephen Glenn. Now for Dowling Catholic, the Maroons are back to their original starting 5, as they will start at one forward. Alfred Coley, a 6'8 junior, averaging 10.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and he'll wear number 0. The other center is Charlie Crane, a 6'10 senior, averaging 13 points, leads the team in scoring, and he'll wear number 10. At one guard, Nate Jenkins, captain, 6'1 senior, he'll wear number 2. The other captain is Maddox Capola, 6'2", 195-pound senior, wearing number 13. And the point guard for the Maroons, Noah Martin, 6' senior, averaging 12.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, leads the team with just under 5 assists. Dowling coached by Justin Einertson in his third year at Dowling, 42 wins, 22 losses. Assisted by John Nagel, Sam Young, along with Jimmy Nahas, Zach Nicholson, and Kevin O'Hare. So that is the tale of the tape. Oh, Jimmy, we've got a few seconds here. You wanted to give us the keys to the game, and I know you just got you got something from the snack bar.
We did.
Like,
I mean, Brian
Hobbs cookies. All right, go
ahead.
Awesome.
Anyway, but I think Coach Einertson said it at half of the girls' game is everything's going to work inside out tonight for the Maroons, working the inside. Southeast Polk out-rebounded the Maroons in the first meeting. First time the Maroons have been out-rebounded. So it'll be interesting to see how they attack it. Here's a key that you haven't heard is Alfred Coley is leading Class 4A in offensive rebounds. We've been talking about him time and time again throughout the last several games, that his ability to attack the offensive glass, leading the state in Class 4A.
And we're underway. Dowling wins the tip. Our officials tonight, Mark Vanderhaar, James Solt, and Cole Osterhaus. Dowling with the ball right to left, wearing their home white uniforms, maroon numbers and letters. Our thanks to Father Reed Flood for joining us here on the pregame show. Maddox Capola with it. Dowling with their starting 5, as we mentioned. They work underneath the Charlie Crane. His shot up and good, right over the Big E.
At that time, Maddox Capola had an open 3. Decided to give it up, worked the ball inside to Charlie Crane, give him the feed. The big man finished.
Maroons with the 1-2-2 full court press. They work it underneath, and the Rams break the press. They get it to the Big E, and he has the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball. 24 on the shot clock. Dowling leading 2-0.
You talk about the Big E, 19 points against the Maroons earlier this year. Led Southeast Polk in scoring. Hasn't played the full season. Sat out the first half.
All right, the Big E underneath. He has his shot blocked by Charlie Crane. Ball rolls around, picked up by Martins. Noah with it in the front court. Noah Martins, Nate Jenkins, along with Maddox Capola, the 3 guards, with Alfred Coley and Charlie Crane, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. Rams on defense. They work underneath the Coley, and he slams it home. The assist to Maddox Capola.
2 assists by Maddox Capola. That time a give and go. Getting a streaking Coley, cut into the basket. Strong move, and put in.
Dowling remains in that 1-2-2 full court press with Coley at top of the press at 6'8". Now the Rams have the ball. 18 on the shot clock as Childs won't shoot it. They lob it inside. And now a turnaround shot by Gaffney, up and good. Henry Gaffney shoots and scores. He's in the starting lineup tonight for Grady Bronsway Norris, who's sick, who will come off the bench. But Gaffney with the first basket for Southeast Polk. And 4-2 Dowling. Now the ball knocked out of bounds by Southeast Polk. Rams on the defensive mode. Childs knocks it out. It'll be Dowling basketball. Again, if you joined us late, Dowling girls winning tonight, 75-36 in Game 1 over Southeast Polk. Now here's Crane with it as the Maroons inbound the ball with 20 on the shot clock. Martin's with it, guarded by Emmanuel Titi. They get it back to Crane. A head fake. Shot off the glass up. No good. Tip up and in by Coley. There's what you're talking about, Jimmy. Offensive rebound.
Offensive rebound, and that's what Alfred does. He recognizes his teammates shooting. He darts to the basket, meets the ball at the rim. That's the key with Alfred, is to meets the ball at the rim and gets easy putbacks.
Now the Rams turn it over as they get the ball in the front court. And it'll be Dowling basketball leading 6-4 is the Maroons. First game won by Dowling at Southeast Polk, 68-54 back on January 9th. And this is the rubber match. They lob it inside to Coley. Not the best pass from Crane. It's stolen away by the Rams. Gaffney with the steal. Charlie would want that pass back. And now here is TT in the front court for Southeast Polk. Dribbles in the lane, stops, double team. Kicks it over to Gaffney for three. Up and no good. Rebound Martins and Dowling. No in the front court for the Maroons. 5:20 remaining. Dribbles baseline against TT. Kicks it out to Coley to Coppola. Now to Martins on the baseline. Swings it to Crane. Fakes the three. Dribbles inside. Goes around a defender. His shot up and no good. Offensive rebound Coley, and the ball's out of bounds. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball. A little feisty in there. Getting very physical. And Alfred, I think, thought he was going to get a foul called. And it wasn't, so it'll be Southeast Polk basketball. 1-2-2 full court press again, Jimmy.
Well, the Maroons are trying to maybe install something for the postseason. Don't see a ton of pressing out of them. Work on some things that they want to get ready and geared up come playoff time.
6-2 is our score. Dowling with the lead over Southeast Polk. 4:45 remaining, and a little high-low action underneath to the Big E. And his shot, no good. And a rebound Dowling.
I think Big E's had 3 shots of his block so far tonight.
And now Martins gets loose underneath, and his shot up and good as he went right around Josh Charlton.
The quickness of Noah Martins has really been on display throughout the year. His ability to play downhill, cut into the basket. That time finishes pretty much uncontested.
Now the ball thrown away. That top of the press, led by Dowling's Coley, right at half court. They threw it away, and it'll be a turnover against the Rams.
You know, this is the way I've looked at it, this is the first away game for Southeast Polk in 9 games. Yeah. I'm going to talk about schedules.
They had the opposite schedule that Dowling had when we were on the road for 8 games. So, you know, it's just how it's went. Right, Dowling with the ball underneath to Coley, and his reverse layup good. And a beautiful pass that time by Nate Jenkins to Coley, who has 6 points. 10-2 Dowling. Maroons up by 8. Rams with the basketball. In the front court, Charlton. Josh with it on the dribble, the sophomore. Skip pass over in the corner to Childs for 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded, Alfred Coley. That young man is amongst the boys tonight because he is just hauling in rebounds left and right. Maroons with their first substitution on the next dead ball. Jenkins now tied up. He may have to call timeout. And it is a 5-second call on Nate Jenkins. Turnover against the Maroons.
Just so how quick windows close. He did have Alfred Coley on the pick and roll. Alfred rolls into the basket. He had him just for a split second. Any type of hesitation there by Nate, and he got caught up in a 5-second violation.
All right, so Maddox Coppola will check out of the Dowling lineup. He's replaced by Gio Keelis. Keelis, the 6'3 senior, leads the team with made 3-pointers at 30. And averaging 9.5 points. Rams with the basketball. Here's Gaffney. Hands it off to TT. TT dribbling baseline. Gets it underneath. And a shot off the glass. Up and good by Gaffney. A little 2-player game there. And Gaffney with 4 points on his first start.
I know what's impressed the coaches from Dowling is Manuel's TT's quickness. That time showed on display.
Now backdoor cut by the Maroons. And Jenkins with the layup up and good. Beautiful pass that time by the Maroons. Was that Martins?
That was Jenkins there. Alfred Coley was on the pass, but
Coley on the pass. Excuse me. All right. The Big E with it going against Alfred Coley, and his shot is partially blocked. Gets his own rebound and put back up and good. Strong move by the Big E. He hit Queen a hickameener. Say that twice.
Well, it's even our PA announcer is calling the Big E. Even Coach Stubbs from Southeast Polk said, hey, just call him the Big E.
Yeah. And you know Coach Stubbs, he coached your nephew over at Grandview Christian when he was there. First year at Southeast Polk. Now Dowling with the ball, Martins with it, 15 on the shot clock. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. And now Crane for 3, up and good. Corner 3 by Crane right over the Big E.
First 3 by the Maroons goes in. this time, unexpectedly, Charlie Crane.
15-6 Dowling, and now corner three up and good by Thomas Childs. His first three of the night, and his team leading 39th made three of the year for Childs, and it's 15-9 Maroons. Dowling's largest lead has been 9. Maroons in the front court. Here's Martins on the baseline. Reverse dribble up, no good. Rebounded TT in Southeast Polk. And now TT shot blocked by Charlie Crane, out of bounds. It'll be Southeast Polk basketballs. I thought TT thought he had everybody beat until Crane came and swiped it away.
No real big move. Probably the easiest block Charlie's had on the year. TT goes up one move. And
Charlie ran the floor very well to catch up to him. 15-9. Dowling with the lead. Southeast Polk with the basketball. Here's Childs. Gets to the top of the key to Gaffney. Dribble handoff to Charlton. Works the right elbow. Nearly stolen away by Jenkins. Now to the Big E. Pass go underneath to Gaffney. Stolen away by Jenkins and Dowling. Nate in the front court for the Maroons. They try to post up Coley on that left block. Now Jenkins picks up his dribble. They reverse it. Right side to Keelis, and he gets underneath the Crane, and the ball knocked out of bounds as Dowling will bring in Sam Ralston, 6-foot junior. Maroons are limited on their bench tonight. We may see Leighton Oldfield in there, maybe Jimmy Baumhover, as Evan Mitchell with an injured back. I don't know if you knew that, Jimmy, or not, but Evan He's getting an MRI today, and they haven't got the results, but he's had a sore back since last week. That's why he didn't play Friday night. So keep an eye on the big guy, 6'4", 245-pounder, the right guard on the basketball team. And now we got a jump ball called as Crane was tied up, and it'll be possession of Southeast Polk.
You look at Southeast Polk, and Coach Stubbs is such a prolific coach at Grandview Christian, and lives and dies by the three-point shot, but you haven't seen a ton of it out of Southeast Polk. I looked at last week's game against Urbandale. They shot 37 threes. Now
They attempted
37 threes, but Urbandale plays a zone, and that's probably what they took advantage of. But
here's Charlton underneath, and he feeds TT for the layup. Good. Emmanuel TT with his first 2 points. It's 15-11. Dowling's lead with 4. And about a 2-second differential shot clock and game clock. So 25 seconds on the shot clock and about 27 on the game clock. And Maroons will try to wind it down here in the final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Earlier tonight, Dowling girls a winner, 75-36 over Southeast Polk to run their record to 17-3. Dowling girls await their tournament bracket tomorrow as classes 4A and 5A brackets are released. Here's Martins coming off a double team, gets in the corner to Ralston, and Sam is fouled as he goes to the baseline. And they'll whistle the Big E. He hit Queen a hick a meaner with the foul.
You're working on that all day.
I have. I took your advice, went to AI, and found the English version. And the young man who transferred from Canada, they just call him the Big E everywhere. And now we've got shot clock violation on Dowling. Okay.
Dowling turnover. Ball was not touched on the inbound, so 1.1 seconds back on the clock.
That's what they did. Okay. And Coach Mr. Crandall did a good job with that. All right, they throw it in. Gaffney throws it in, and that will do it as the horn goes off. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 15, Southeast Polk 11. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I am Mark Amadeo. Back with the second quarter here at the Dowling Gym after this 1-minute break along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Okay, that's all for today. I'm a teacher, and I've got a big job. I shape the mind of every student who walks through my classroom doors. But my department isn't the biggest in school. You know what is? Athletics. And it's the athletic administrator who makes it all happen. So while you're thanking me for all that I do, thank them too. They They deserve it.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back to the Dowling Catholic Gym, West Des Moines. The first of 2 games this week on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Tonight, Dowling and Southeast Polk here at the Dowling Gym. Friday night, we'll be back. Final regular season game for the Dowling girls, as they'll have a doubleheader with Waukee Northwest, and we'll be on the air Friday night, 6 o'clock to cover that. Out of the timeout, out of the quarter break, Dowling starts the second quarter with the basketball. Mattis Coppola, Noah Martins, Gio Keelis, along with Alfred Coley, and Sam Ralston. Here's Ralston for 3 in the corner. It's no good. Rebounded by Charlton and Southeast Polk. Gets the ball down court immediately. Here's Childs underneath to TT, and he has his shot blocked out of bounds by Coley. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball with 27 on the shot clock. Jimmy, our first quarter numbers, if you will.
Yeah, real good scoring by both teams. 7 out of 10 by Dowling from the field. 1 of 1 from 3. Had 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers. Southeast Polk, 5 of 12 from the field. 1 3-pointer, 3 rebounds, and 3 turnovers.
Rams with the basketball. Grady Brownsway Norris checking in the lineup. He'll shoot the 3 from the corner. Good. He's coming off an illness, but he didn't look it there. 3-pointer by Brownsway Norris gets the start here in the second quarter. And it's a 1-point Dowling lead. Something
that you wouldn't know a ton of, but usually when you come off an illness, you usually play a whole lot better because you're just more in tune with the game, focused. Just a little something you learned today.
Wow. Well, you know, I got you pretty good with Father Flood.
A little bit.
I had a lot of fun with that. That was the best pregame we ever did. And you didn't say a word about matchups and watch the zone, watch the press. It was the best pregame we ever had. If you learn one thing, Mr. Cataldo, get the confession. All right, Southeast Polk with the basketball down the lane and off the hands of Charlton. It'll be a turnover against the Rams. Dowling basketball. 15-14, Dowling by 1. Charlie Caring returns, and Sam Ralston will sit down here, Jimmy.
You know, the Maroons have had that luxury of having 3 big men with Evan Mitchell, getting into that big man rotation with Coley and Crane.
Mm-hmm.
Not having him available limits that a little bit by the Maroons, but they're going both Crane and Coley often in these sets, playing to the size advantage that right now Alfred has.
All right, here's Coley with the basketball over to Crane, fakes the 3, and now loses the ball out of bounds, and they say it went off of the Big E. So it'll be Dowling basketball, 17 on the shot clock. 6.5 minutes remaining, second quarter. Halftime, we will be joined by members of the Dowling girls basketball team. A winner tonight in game 1, 75-36 over Southeast Polk. Dowling inbounds the ball. Keelis inbounds to Coley. Looking inside, they can't get it to Crane. Keelis, pull-up jumper on the baseline, overshot everything, no good, and rebound Big E and Southeast Polk. Earns by 1. We've been stuck on that score for a while. Rams have the only basket of the second quarter. Now they lob it inside of the Big E, turns and shoots and scores right over Charlie Crane. The Big E with 5 points, or 4 points, excuse me. And it's 16-15, Rams by 1. 6 minutes to play, second quarter. Dowling with the ball. Keelis, Martins, Crane, Coley, and Coppola, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. Rams stay man-to-man. Now here's Coppola with it. Out to Keelis, top of the key. Looking inside to Coley. Now to Martins for 3. It's off the mark, no good. Coley with the rebound to Coppola for 3. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound, Southeast Polk and Charlton. Dribbles in the front court. Leaves it for Brownsway Norris. Now TT coming off a ball screen. Down the lane. Gets in the lane. His shot up and no good. The Big E with the rebound. The put back up and in right between Crane and Coley in a timeout Dowling. And that Big E has made a difference. He's got 4 points. 4 of his 6 points here in the second quarter. Rams by 3, 18-15 with 5:22 to go second quarter. And Jimmy, a timeout called by Dowling, a 30-second timeout.
Well, you mentioned about Big E, and he's leading Southeast Polk, as you mentioned, with 6 points. As I mentioned, 19 points in the first game. Maroons really didn't have much of an answer for him. Strong individual. 6'7", senior, averaging over 10 points a game. Just a strong individual. Caused the Maroons a lot of havoc last game, and right now have a little bit of trouble blocking him out.
Yeah, no question. And Maroons called that 30-second timeout by Coach Einertson. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision Clinic. Our thanks to Bozen the Florist and Iowa Wealth Management. And understand an order went into Bozen's for you and your lovely bride. Valentine's Day is Saturday. If you haven't forgot, Jimmy, I know you have, but our listeners out there know what day it is, and that's this Saturday, so keep that in mind. Dowling with the ball out of the timeout. Dribbling baseline is Jenkins. Nate back in the lineup to Crane. Underneath, scoop shot up with the left hand, no good. And the put back up and no good by Coley. Rebound Southeast Polk. Down to Bronzeway Norris. Layup good. And Southeast Polk getting it done on both ends. Bronzeway Norris with 5 points off the bench tonight. 20-15, Southeast Polk by 5. Their largest lead of the night. Dowling with the ball. Here's Martin. Noah coming off a ball screen by Coley. Works the right side to Jenkins. Rams overplaying the passing zone. They lob it underneath to Crane. His shot up and good. The basket will count. And a foul on Southeast Polk. They're going to whistle it on Bronzeway Norris.
Good movement by the Maroons as Southeast Polk was given help to the post up of Charlie Crane. Alfred Coley jumps to the top of the key, which frees up Crane on the backdoor shot.
That is Dowling's first basket of the second quarter. Free throw by Crane, no good. Rebound, Southeast Polk. 20-17 Rams. Rams in the front court, left to right in front of us. We're in their all-black road uniforms with gold numbers. And now the Big E at the free throw line shoots and scores. And he's got 6 of his 8 points here in the second quarter. 22-17 Southeast Polk.
8-foot jump shot, tough one. Right over Crane there. Nice shot.
Dowling with the ball. Here's Capola. Picks up his dribble. Gets to Coley on the baseline. Alfred dribbles baseline. Kicks it back out. It's stolen away by TT. Stood right in front of the defender, and now Bronzeway Norris with it. Tried to get a pass underneath the Big E, and it brings it back out. Rams will reset with 20 on the shot clock. Here's TT with it. Out to the Big E. Looking inside. Gives it to Charlton. Down the lane he goes. Put up a shot with the left hand. Good. Charlton with the basket. Josh Charlton with his first basket, and he is the leading scorer for Southeast Polk, averaging 13.5 points. Gets his first 2 there.
Charlton's the do everything. Leads Southeast Polk points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks per game.
All right, Dowling with the ball. Here's Crane at the right elbow. Shot up and good by Charlie Crane, who has 9 points to lead Dowling. 24-19, Rams by 5. And now a long 3, up and no good by the Big E. Fight for the rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Dowling as Jenkins and Coley were battling for the basketball with Henry Gaffney. 3:05 to go, second quarter, and the Rams inbound the ball. They get it to Charlton. Now the pass to the Big E. It's stolen away by Martins. Down to Jenkins. They lob it up for Crane. Layup good. Nate Jenkins left it for Crane, and he makes the layup, and he's got 11 points.
Alley-oop right at the rim, and gives everything for Charlie Crane. High points it. Puts it in, avoids a foul.
These teams are all getting after it tonight, up and down the floor. We go, and now a bad pass that time by Charlton. Turnover against the Rams. 24-21, Southeast Polk by 3. Keyless back in the lineup for Dowling. Capola will sit down, and Thomas Childs back in the lineup for Southeast Polk, and Grady Bronzeway Norris will sit down. Rams don't go deep. Let's hope to see Dom Crawford Coleman in there, number 10. Will Hins has been in there, and Max Johnson. They have yet to play tonight. Dowling with the ball. Jenkins in the front court. Looking inside to Coley. Now to Keyless for 3. Good. Corner 3 by Keyless as Childs lost track of him.
Came off the pick really well. Gio set his feet, in which he had to turn around and get square, but great job by Keyless getting square to the basket and drilling it.
Team leading 31st three-pointer for Gio Keyless. He has first 3 points tonight. Tied at 24. 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter from the Dowling Catholic Gym. Game 2 of our doubleheader. They lob it inside. And shot up and no good. The offensive rebound, Southeast Polk. Charlton with it, and then ball tapped away into the hands of Crane. Minute 45 to go. Runs in the front court. They're looking inside to Coley, and he's fouled as he goes to the basket. And we'll see if We got free throws or out of bounds. They're going to give free throws, 2 shots. Fouls on Charlton, his first. Team foul number 2 on Southeast Polk. And Alfred Coley to the line, a 54% free throw shooter on the year. Scored 6 points in the first quarter. He's been held scoreless here in the second quarter.
Well, the Maroons have just struggled finding the way to get him the ball down low. He's getting the attention of Big E, which is the biggest defender on Southeast Polk. So more and more of the ball's going into Charlie Crane.
First free throw, no good. Second free throw, in and out, no good. Rebound, Southeast Polk and Thomas Childs. Now Charlton will bring it up. Runs the point for the most part. Also in the lineup for Southeast Polk, Max Johnson for the first time tonight. Number 20, 5'11 junior in the lineup. Wearing the headband, and now the Big E for 3 at the top of the key. It's no good. Rebound, Dowling and Charlie Crane. Dribbles in the front court. Hands it off to Nate Jenkins. Jenkins double team, gets to Martins. Underneath the Crane, Charlie. Right block, turnaround shot to left hand, no good. And a rebound, Big E and Southeast Polk. Final minute of the first half, tied at 24. Dowling and Southeast Polk. Glad you joined us tonight. Tuesday night, Central Iowa Metro League girls and boys basketball. Girls game won by Dowling, 75-36 the final, and the boys game tied here in the final 40 seconds, Jimmy.
Well, you're probably looking for a shot. Childs is big off the 3-point.
Now they go a little high-low that time as Childs tried to hit the Big E, and Dowling steals the ball. And the shot clock turned off, under 30 seconds to play, as Keyless in the front court. So the Maroons go with Keyless, Jenkins, and Martins, the 3 guards, with Charlie Crane and Alfred Coley to round out the 5 on the floor for the Maroons. There's Martins between the circles, 10 seconds remaining. As he's guarded by Max Johnson, who commits the foul. They had a foul to give. They have 2 fouls to give, actually. So Max Johnson with his first foul. It'll be Dowling basketball, and they'll inbound the ball right in front of head coach Dave Stubbs and the Southeast Polk Rams to our left as their bench. There's Martins with it. Noah, step back 3 right in front of the bench. No good. And we go to halftime tied at 24, Dowling and Southeast Polk. So Jimmy could tell a very interesting first half. Dowling led 15-11 at the end of the first quarter, but the Rams put up a rally here, and we're tied at 24.
Well, one thing that I know it's been a big focus for this game is rebounding. Right now the Maroons are getting out-rebounded by Southeast Polk 10-8. So, again, not something that the Maroons were hoping to see out of themselves coming into this game, and having a lot of success feeding the paint, just not getting enough opportunities in that. With 5 turnovers tonight for the Maroons.
Dowling 0 for 3 at the free throw line tonight. Southeast Polk is yet to attempt a free throw, so we go to halftime. Dowling and Southeast Polk tied at 24. Up next, head coach Christian Marr and the Dowling girls team, and she brought a player with her, so we'll interview them as we take a break here at halftime. Dowling and Southeast Polk tied at 24 during the boys game. Back in 2 minutes along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Gratitude saves us from an unhealthy negativity. That's why people in Alcoholics Anonymous have to count their gratefuls every day. It safeguards relationships because it lets people know that we don't take them for granted. Gratitude protects us from pride because it reminds us that we aren't the ultimate source of all our blessings. And not only is gratitude a key to actually enjoying our blessings, it makes us more successful. See, people like to bless, promote, and support a humble and grateful person. It's just more enjoyable than blessing someone who acts entitled. Thankfully, it's not too difficult to unleash the power of gratitude in your life. All it takes is saying 2 simple words as often as possible. Thank you. Thank your spouse for loving you. Thank your parents for dinner. Thank your boss for your job. Thank your teacher for his or her work. Above all, thank God for everything. In the words of Solanus Casey, it's heaven begun for the grateful on earth. Thank you for listening. This is Chris Stefanik from reallifecatholic.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Do you believe in the importance of Catholic education? Do you owe Iowa income tax this year? Consider a gift to the Catholic Tuition Organization to help worthy students attend Catholic schools in the diocese and receive an Iowa tax credit of 75% of your donation. If you give $1,000 to CTO, you'll receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
The radio home for your Dowling Catholic Maroons. 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines. IowaCatholicRadio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app. Encounter Jesus.
That's the way to get people's attention on a Tuesday night. Play a little Journey. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo back at the Dowling Catholic Gym in West Des Moines at halftime of the boys contest. Dowling and Southeast Polk tied at 24. Now joined by head coach Kristen Meyer and one of her basketball players, a young lady who I called plenty tonight, I think, Kate Clendenin. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Kate, can you hear all right?
Yeah.
Well, good, because you got in some pretty key moments there at the end trying to close it out. But, Coach Meyer, congratulations on the win. And we mentioned during our broadcast with Mike Burkert, who was with us earlier, get well wishes to one of your assistant coaches. And I just can't say enough about, I keep calling her Faber, Audrey Faber, but now it's Faber Francis. And
we just call her Coach Audrey, so then we don't have to remember.
Coach Audrey, I wish I could be
just
that.
Coach Audrey.
I can't remember that. That's too much to remember. I got enough to remember. But
That's true.
We hope she gets well and hope she's back Friday night as you take on Waukee Northwest. But tonight it was Southeast Polk for the second time. Talk about what you saw from your perch down there on the bench below us and your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I mean, Southeast Polk came out firing threes and hitting some. So they came out, hit 3 threes there in a row. Just nice shots that they made. I thought our first quarter was a little slow, and then second quarter we picked it up, which was good to see. Got up to 45 points at half, and thought we did a nice job in transition of rebounding and then just really pushing the ball ahead. Found Ellie a lot down low. Their zone kind of slowed us down a few times, kind of 3-2, 2-3. I think they were just trying to find ways to slow Ellie down. Katie hit some big threes, and then just got to play a lot of people and see different things offensively, defensively. Overall, solid game for us tonight.
It's not a lot of zone in the CIML. You don't see it very often. Might have been last month over at Southeast Polk the last time you saw it, and I think you probably worked on it a little bit this week because you knew it was in the back of somebody's mind that they may show it.
Well, we knew Friday, Northwest, they played a couple possessions of a 2-3 the first time we played them, and so we might see it Friday. So, yeah, we worked little zone stuff, but you're right, we really don't see it very often in our conference. So it's good just to see something different tonight.
You brought along Kate Clendenin. Talk about this young lady before I really get into interviewing her, but she's a part of your team, a sophomore. Her and Flattery get in there. It's like, what a backcourt, Flattery and Clendenin. I better get used to that here in the next couple of years.
There you go. Kate's been great for us. As you mentioned, sophomore, plays volleyball as well, and just kind of willing to do whatever's asked of her. She's a point guard for us in basketball. She's a setter in volleyball, so I think she's kind of used to running the court, running the floor. Plays a lot of minutes for us in our JV games and really runs the show. Does a nice job of finding people, of getting assists, of just being a steady presence on the court, both offensively and defensively. Last game against Ankeny, she came in, hit that buzzer beater 3 at the end of the game.
That's right.
On the inbounds play. So we love having Kate on her team, just does whatever's asked of her in practices and games. Great teammate, gets after it, and just enjoys the game, enjoys being around her teammates.
Kate, I remember that call right at the end of the Ankeny game Friday night. It was a made 3 or third made 3 of the year on the varsity. But talk about, Coach kind of described it. You're kind of the quarterback out there, being the point guard, and then, of course, in volleyball, you kind of run the show, and I can see that a little bit. I can see that. But talk about this group, and you guys push each other in practice, I know, a lot. So that's got to be quite interesting when you guys get after it.
I'd say, we do push each other a lot. We try to have a lot of energy and positivity within practices, but our end goal is to make each other better and get to state and win state. So that's pretty much what we're all working towards at the end of the day. So whether it be like running sprints or just like shooting around, we're all trying to get better for the end of the season.
Sure, and being a good teammate, I know you are, and obviously you wouldn't be on the team if you weren't, but tonight playing against Southeast Polk, got a lot more playing time than normal, it seems like, with the running clock. And I see you out there with Emerson Flattery. She's part of that group. Let's see, Molly Austin out there. All three of you guys played very well. And I know you don't get a lot of varsity minutes because the kids that are ahead of you. But when you guys get out there, you move the ball around. I thought ball movement was very good.
Thank you.
You have to notice that.
Yeah, they get pretty comfortable in those JV games of getting used to each other. And there's times we would play them more in varsity games, but our JV bench is pretty short, so they end up playing, 30 minutes or so a night in the JV games. And it's really been fun to see them just progress as players, as athletes, as teammates, and moving the ball, and then defensively as well.
Kate Clendenin, I got to ask you, playing with Coach Meyer in the varsity, then you go down with Coach Tom Donahue. And that's kind of like night and day, because I notice that when Tom comes and helps me on radio. Am I missing anything? Is that true? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'd say it's a big difference. We're a lot more focused on our varsity games, I'd say.
Oh, that's the wrong thing to say, because that's going to get back to him. You don't want to be at practice tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a sick day. Tomorrow will be one of those days. So, but
yeah.
All right, Kate, you went to St. Francis, is that right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great. You got any shout-outs out there? Because they're about ready for shout-outs. We got to get it. Got to get our break in before the second half. But anybody out there in Radio Land you want to say hi to?
I'll just shout out my parents.
Very good.
I texted them before this.
That's John and Jenny, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. She's got an older brother and sister.
Okay.
Sister was in Caitlin's grade. She played basketball some, and then was our managers. Yep. And how old's your brother?
He just turned 20, so he's a
in
sophomore.
college.
So you're the youngster.
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, the baby of the family. I have one of those going through right now. She's a senior here, so oh yeah. How about you, Miss Olwine? Anything? Did they come down, or are you going up?
I don't know about this weekend. My mom texted us today that my dad might come down Friday for the game. I'm sure they were watching tonight. I know Coach Audrey had to watch online. She said she likes being at the games a lot better than watching. And I don't know if that was a slight to Mark here.
It was.
Yeah,
I'll take
just
it that way.
Probably not quite as much energy in her household as there is, next to the court.
That's the Faber in her coming out. I could just tell that.
Probably yelling some things. Maybe her neighbors might be complaining. She was probably riled up at times.
Kate Clendenin, you make sure you survive practice tomorrow, because Coach Donahue is going to hear about what you said. So that is night and day. But you know what else is night and day? Coach Meyer's dad and her are night and day, if you don't know that already. Am I right?
I get a little fiery, too, though. Kate seen me get a little fiery.
Ladies, thanks for joining us, and best of luck Friday night. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
You bet. Kate Clendenin and Coach Kristen Meyer of Dowling Catholic. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back with the second half, 24-all, Dowling and Southeast Polk here at halftime. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Enhance your prayer life, one song at a time. Enjoy sacred music wherever and whenever you want. Available now at iowacatholicradio.com, your Alexa device, or download the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app from Google Play or the App Store.
Welcome back to the Dowling Catholic Gym, underway here in the second half. 26-24, Dowling with the lead on a Nora Martin's basket just before we return, and now the other way we go, a whistle and a foul on Southeast Polk. And they're going to whistle Henry Gaffney with his first foul. As we're just under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter, Dowling by 2. I mentioned Noah Martins with the first basket. We'll go through scoring and statistics here when we get a moment. Here's a shot in the corner, no good. Rebound Southeast Polk. TT underneath, and he draws the foul. Foul on Dowling, and free throws coming for Southeast Polk. Jimmy, you got to look at the first half numbers.
Both teams continued shooting well through the second quarter. Maroon shot 50% from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 8 rebounds, 4 turnovers, over 3 from the free throw line. Southeast Polk 52%, again on 2 of 6 3-pointers, 10 rebounds, 8 turnovers.
TT's first free throw is no good. Southeast Polk 0 for 1 at the free throw line. They did not attempt a free throw in the first half. Dowling went 0 for 3 in the first half at the free throw line. Second free throw by TT is good. Dowling jumped out to a 15-11 first quarter lead, but Southeast Polk outscored the Maroons 13-9 in the second quarter. We were tied at 24 going into halftime. Dowling leads by 1 here, 26-25. Martins with it, or rather Jenkins with it, gets it out to Martins. Maroons going with their 3 guards and 2 posts. Same starting 5 to start the contest. There's Martins coming off a ball screen, dribbles baseline, a little teardrop shot off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Dowling. Jenkins tracks it down. And the Maroons get a brand new shot clock. Here's Crane with it. Dribbles in against the Big E at the free throw line, kicks it out to Martins. Noah, now a big switch as they work it to Coppola. Maddox down the lane, underneath the Crane. He slams it home right around TT and Gaffney. Charlie Crane.
It took a couple passes to get the ball to Crane. Crane was mismatched with TT on the switch. Just couldn't get to him right away. That time Coppola finds him on the assist.
Now the Rams break the press. 1-2-2 full court press. Here's TT with it in the lane. Gets it to the Big E. His shot off the glass, left it short. Rebound Charlie Crane. Charlie now dribbling in the front court, all the way down the lane, leads it for Coley, layup good. Alfred Coley with 8 points, and the lead is now 5 for the Maroons, 30-25.
Coley's done such a better job not bringing the ball down.
And a timeout called by head coach Dave Stubbs and the Southeast Polk Rams with 5:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling 30, Southeast Polk 25, alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Hamadale. I'm going to run down scoring. You got all your stats in, Coach?
Yep.
I'm going to run down the scoring in the first half for Southeast Polk. They were led by the Big E, Hickweem Hickaminer, with 8 points, followed by Grady Bronzeway Norris with 5 points, 4 points for Henry Gaffney, 3 points for Thomas Childs, 2 points each for Emmanuel TT and for Josh Charlton. For Dowling, the Maroons were led at halftime by Charlie Crane's 11 points. He now has 13 points with that basket. And Alfred Coley now with 8 points. 3 points for Gio Keelis off the bench. Maddox Coppola did not score. Noah Martins with 4 points. And Nate Jenkins with 2 points, as the Maroons are now 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Now we got to whistle a foul on Dowling. That'll be in the back court on Jenkins. So Nate with his first foul, Jimmy.
Well, interesting how they come out of the timeout here. Maroons went on a little bit of a run, 6-0 run there. Not getting the offense, getting the rebounds, allowing Southeast Polk to fight for the offensive rebounds, multiple here in this game.
Rams, Childs for 3 in the corner. It's up and good. Thomas Childs. Corner 3, that's his second 3 of the night. He has 6 points, 30-28, Dowling by 2.
Thomas Childs came over to Southeast Polk from Grandview Christian with Dave Stubbs, and he's a prolific shooter. His last sophomore year, continuing here his junior year.
Now Martins dribbles in the lane, got to the rim, but he passed the ball in the corner to Nate Jenkins, and it went off his leg out of bounds. Turnover against Dowling. 30-28, Maroons by 2. Maroons with a 1-2-2 full court press. 4.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Now Charlton gets it across the timeline. Dribbles in the paint, spins in the lane. His shot up and no good. Drew the foul. Crane will commit his first foul, and free throws coming for Josh Charlton.
Charlton's been somewhat in check tonight. As we mentioned, he leads Southeast Polk in scoring. Held to 2 points so far into this third quarter, makes his first.
62% free throw shooter, hits the first free throw. He now has 3 points. Yeah, leads the team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. And
He's a well-rounded person.
they held him in check tonight. Second free throw, no good. And Dowling saves it from going out of bounds. Jenkins with the save and gets the ball to Noah Martins. 30-29. Dowling by 1. Here's Charlie Crane with it, right elbow. Now to Coley, left elbow. Dribble handoff to Martins. Dribbles to the left corner. Now gets to Crane. Charlie underneath, layup good. He had to get around Gaffney or he would have dunked it in.
Either Coley or Crane are finding the mismatch on every offensive set. It's whoever is not being guarded by Big E right now is find the ball.
15 points for Crane. Corner 3, no good by Childs. Offensive rebound, Southeast Polk and the Big E. Gets it out to Charlton. Now they lob it inside to Gaffney. He dribbles out of the lane. Leaves it for Childs. Childs leads the team with made 3-pointers on the year. And underneath Charlton, his shot up, left it too strong, no good. Rebound Crane. He's going to lead the fast break to Cole, and he slams it home. The two big guys lead the break. Crane dribbled across the timeline and found Coley for his 10th point.
Just Coley outran everybody on that.
Now Charlton underneath leaves it too strong again. Rebound Dowling and Martins. Charlton just can't finish. He left it too strong at both times on the glass. Dowling with the ball, leading by 5 with 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Noah Martins dribbling against Max Johnson. In the corner goes to Coppola. Max guarded by Childs. Works the right corner to Martins. Now Noah will dribble against Johnson. In the lane, a little teardrop over the Big E. It's good. Noah Martins, well, he was a distributor the first 2 times. Now he's a finisher.
Great runner. And right now, Southeast Polk doesn't know who to guard because Coley is beating him in the offensive side. Crane, and now Martins is coming alive.
Noah Martins with 6 points, 36-29. Dowling by 7. Now reverse layup by Gaffney. It's blocked by Coley, and Alfred will commit the foul. That'll be his first. And free throws coming for Henry Gaffney, who was injured in the last meeting between the two teams and finished with 4 points. First free throw, no good. Tonight's game in the Iowa Catholic Radio Network brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Fast Signs and Clive, along with the Catholic Tuition Organization and Iowa Wealth Management. Maddox Coppola will check out of the Dowling lineup. Checking in will be Gio Keelis, 6'3 senior. The Maroons dress 9 senior. Southeast Polk dresses 5. Now for the Rams, Grady Brownsway Norris will check in. He's been battling an illness all week, and usual starter coming off the bench. He had a pretty good first half. Second free throw good by Gaffney. Goes 1 for 2, has 5 points. 36-30, Dowling by 6 with 2:15 to go, third quarter. Jimmy Cataldo joining me tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Roman Wilkin, our studio producer. And now here's Keelis for 3, left wing, no good. Rebound comes out to the Big E and Southeast Polk. Charlton with it. Dribbles down, leaves it for Gaffney. Back to Charlton, who works against Jenkins. In the lane, his shot too strong, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Nate Jenkins comes away with it. He leads a 3-on-2 fast break. Has the ball poked away, picks it up, leaves it for Coley. Layup good with the left hand, Alfred Coley, and he's got 12 points.
Just Nate Jenkins not forcing the issue. Bobbled the ball a little bit, reset. Alfred Coley continuing to attack downhill. The Maroons find him on the cut in the finish.
30-second timeout called by Southeast Polk. The lead is 8 for Dowling Catholic. The Maroons have led by as many as 9 in this contest. For Southeast Polk, their biggest lead has been 7. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construct Professionals, and don't forget Bozen the Florist. This weekend is Valentine's Saturday. Bozen helping customers say more since 1923.
What's on the agenda?
Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadeo.
What's the plan? Simons? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hear that's pretty popular in your neck of the woods.
You got me in a lot of trouble during Christmas.
I thought you were going to come through for.
You got me, and I just, the listeners don't want to hear that, but I tell you, you and your predictions, you're about as good as picking the Super Bowl. I mean, really.
I did pick heads, and on the coin toss, and it was heads. And then I lost everything there.
Lost everything else after that. Yeah, that's typical you. All right, Charlton with it out of the timeout to Bronzeway Norris in the lane. Fadeaway jumper blocked by Charlie Crane from behind. Charlie will come away with it. Waits for his teammates. Gets the keyless. Minute 10 to play. Dowling up 8. And the basketball. Maroons go left to right here towards the north basket. Crane for 3 right in front of his teammates. Good! Charlie Crane, 18 points, his second 3 of the night, and his 9th of the year. Wow. 40-30, Dowling by 10, their largest lead here, Jimmy.
Big shot by Charlie, and something that the Southeast Polk saw last time the Maroons played with Alfred Coley was the one who hit the threes from the big side.
Crane underneath. He's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Bronzeway Norris, I think, got him. And he did. So Grady will pick up his second. That stops the clock with 43.5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling by 10, and Charlie Crane. He and Colas struggle at the free throw line. Charlie hits the first free throw. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Charlie is a 40% free throw shooter, and Coley is a 54% free throw shooter. And I got a feeling that you've been teaching free throws to some of these post players. Is that true?
You know, it was always taught just be soft. Just get it to the front of the rim and get soft. But those are 2 big stats as you're entering into the postseason.
I am.
And you need these 2 big guys to play into the game late.
We do, yeah.
And they just have not. They have not come through on their free throws. But that time, Charlie hitting both.
Yeah, so Charlie with 19 points. 42-30, Dowling by 12. Maroons' largest lead. As long as you're not teaching free throw shooting, I'm good with that. Here's a long 3 by Bronzeway Norris. It's no good. Keyless comes away with the rebound and dribbles in the front court. And the shot clock turned off. 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling by 12. Maroons with their largest lead. Southeast Polk led by 7 back in the first half. We're tied at halftime at 24. This has been a tremendous third quarter for Dowling. Here's Keyless, guarded by Childs, and foul to give. That'll be the third team foul on Southeast Polk. That'll be Childs picking up the foul. Maroons will inbound the ball right in front of Coach O'Hare. Now TT re-enters the lineup, along with Max Johnson. Sitting down will be Charlton and Childs. Little offense-defense for Southeast Polk with 3.7 seconds remaining. Maroons inbound the ball to Keyless. On the baseline, pull-up jumper, up, good! He missed that shot earlier down here, Jimmy. Remember, almost airballed it, but Keyless hits the shot at the buzzer. He's got 5 points, and Dowling leads it into 3 quarters of play, 44-30. Maroons at the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back with the fourth quarter. It's Dowling 44, Southeast Polk 30 here in the boys contest on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thought of the day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano.
I enjoy the great sayings of G.K. Chesterton, the English writer of the last century. He wrote, "There are 2 ways to get enough. One is to continue to accumulate more and more. The other is to desire less." Actually, Buddha taught the same thing. Desire nothing and you'll be happy. Desire is a very good thing if we desire good, valuable, permanent things like family, loyal friendships, friendship with God, growth in charity, faith, inner peace. Try to desire these types of things. They're not going to pass away. Desire to pray. Work for the good things that give deep satisfaction now and that endure forever. Choose to focus on those good desires of life. And that is today's thought of the day.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic Gym here in West Des Moines, Iowa. Tuesday night, girls and boys high school basketball. Central Iowa Metro League basketball. Dowling girls a winner in game 1. And the Dowling boys leading here as we start the fourth quarter. 44-30, Dowling with the lead. Crane for 3, it's no good. Offensive rebound, Dowling. They get it out to Keyless for 3, and it's good. And Gio Keyless off the bench. Jimmy Cataldo with 8 points.
Just came out of the third quarter where the Maroons really dominated Southeast Polk and extended the lead to 14, hit a big three, continue on to the streak into the second half.
Now the Rams with a three-pointer. It's no good. Offensive rebound, Southeast Polk. The Big E has it. Wants to go up with it, and he does. His shot no good. Ball slapped around. Capola comes away with it. To Noah Martins. 3-on-2 fast break over to Keyless. Fakes the three. Dribbles baseline. Now is bodied up against Bronzeway Norris. Leaves it for Crane, and the collision with the Big E, and Charlie hits the deck, but he'll go to the free throw line, and he'll get 2 free throws. The foul's on. He hit Queen a Hickaminer. That's his second.
You look at the through 3 quarters, the Maroons have shot 20 of 34 from the field. 3 total rebounds, 19 rebounds, 5 turnovers. Southeast Polk, 12 of 35 from the field, went 0 of 8 from inside three-point range in that third quarter. 16 rebounds and 8 turnovers. So the Maroons really extended. 11 rebounds I had the Maroons getting in the third quarter, and are now winning the rebound battle 19-16.
Crane hits the first free throw. He now has 20 points tonight. Second free throw coming. Up and good. 21 points for Charlie Crane. That leads all scorers, 49-30. Dowling by 19, their largest lead of the night. These two teams met last month on January 9th. Dowling a winner 68-54 at the Southeast Polk Gym. Now runs by 19 here. 7 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Here's TT with it. Pull-up jumper, mid-range, good. Just outside the lane. TT with his 5th point. 49-32 Dowling. Here's Martins with it. To Sam Ralston, who just checked in at that last dead ball. To Keyless. Geel, pull-up jumper at the free throw line. No good. Rebound, Dom Crawford Coleman checking in for Southeast Polk. Number 10, a 6'3 junior with the rebound. Now TT underneath. His off-balance shot, no good. And the rebound, Dowling. Here's Martins underneath against the Big E. Layup, good. Went right around him. Noah Martins. Impressive.
Uses his body to gain a little bit of separations from Big E and gets a pretty uncontested layup. Martins with his 8th point.
51-32 Dowling as the ball gets slapped out of bounds as Southeast Polk throws it in. So 6:15 left here in the fourth quarter. Dowling girls a winner in game 1, 75-36. Thank Coach Meyer and Miss Clendenin for joining us at halftime to interview the Dowling coaching staff and a player. Now here's TT with it. Emmanuel gets cut off. Now he swings it out to Childs. Over to Bronzeway Norris. Childs with it. Dribbles in the lane. Now back out to TT. Right wing, 3-point line extended between the circles. 10 on the shot clock. TT with it. Loses the ball out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. TT a little bit too much dribbling. Trying to find some space but couldn't do it.
I give the defense to Sam Ralston. He's drawing TT the last several times down the court, and TT's very quick and elusive, and Sam Ralston's done a nice job defending him over the last few possessions.
Well, Dowling leads this series 17-14, dating back to 2006 when they play twice a year. Maroons have won 7 of the last 8 and 5 in a row in the last several meetings. And now here is Keyless with it with 20 on the shot clock. Now to Martins. Dowling on the offensive end, left to right in front of us towards the north basket here at Dowling. Martins dribbles in the lane, guarded by TT. Now lobs underneath the Crane, layup good, and the basket will count as there's a foul on the play on Southeast Polk. And what a heads-up play by Noah Martins, who knew Crane was going to follow him in the lane.
He was kind of pointing Crane into that direction for the back door. Saw Dom was overplaying him, and that time Crane darts to the basket, chance for and one, and his 24th point.
And the free throw up, and no good. Crane with 23 points tonight. Foul was on Don Crawford Coleman, 6'3 junior, off the bench for Southeast Polk. That's his first foul. And team foul number 2 on Southeast Polk here as we start the fourth quarter as we approach the 5-minute mark. 53-32 Dowling. Maroons by their largest lead of 21 points. They lob underneath to the Big E. Can't get off the shot. Now spins in the lane. Shot up and no good. Rolls off the rim. Rebound Jenkins and Dowling. Out to Keyless. Geo in the lane as the ball poked away by Childs. And now here's TT with it. Over in the corner is Childs. He'll launch the three. It's up and no good. Fight for the rebound. It'll be Dowling basketball as the Big E was battling Charlie Crane.
That's been a tough battle throughout the entire night is whoever Big E is guarding or who's he matched up to that time. Crane, Big E's just so strong.
53-32 Dowling. There's Martins in the front court. Gets it to Maddox Capola, who just checked in. Little high-low. Coley underneath. Or Coley a little high-low underneath the Crane, and he's fouled, and he'll get 2 free throws. Foul on Southeast Polk. It'll be on the Big E, his third. Ihikquim Ahik-Aminer. I can't believe you didn't come up with that the first time we were over there.
I did, and I think I had a little bit of pronunciation difference in that, but we're going to run with that.
And first free throw by Charlie Crane, no good. I think some of his buddies from club ball are up here next to us.
Have a little bit of fun with Charlie. And
Dowling was 2 of 5 at the free throw line going into the fourth quarter. And here you can hear him. Second free throw good. Attaboy, Charlie. Crane with 24 points tonight. Leads all scorers, 54-32 Maroons. Dowling by 22, their largest lead of the night. The Big E nearly had the ball stolen, gathers it up, guarded by Coley. As we approach the 4-minute mark, Dowling by 22 at the 4-minute mark. Here in the fourth quarter. With it is Bronzeway Norris. Tries to get the Big E, slapped away, 10 on the shot clock. And now Bronzeway Norris for 3, good. That is his second 3 of the night. He's got 8 points and his 9th 3 of the year. It's 54-35 Dowling.
Smooth shot by Brunswick Norris.
Now here's Charlie Crane. And we got a jump ball call. Good defense as Southeast Polk had a triple team on Charlie. Last thing he wanted to do was dribble, and he did, and he forced the jump ball, and it'll be a turnover. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball and a held ball.
Runs are still just trying to set the post, but when you do that, you just don't get a lot of motion offense, and finding 2 guys standing beside each other, which brings defensive guys collapsing into Charlie Crane, that time 3 guys.
Now Coley goes to the bench. The Maroons with their 4-guard lineup with Charlie Crane in the post. Southeast Polk with the basketball. TT dribbles in the lane. A pull-up jumper, no good. As Jimmy Baumhover in the lineup, 6'4 senior, with the rebound. Here's Martins in the corner to Jenkins. Back to Martins. And Noah will wait for Charlie Crane to get set. Noah in the lane, Leaner in the lane, up and good. Noah Martins, what body control he had with the shot, and he's got 10 points. 56-35 Dowling with under 3 minutes to play, and now the Rams turn it over. We got everybody in tonight.
Roach
Jacob Wynn set to check in along with Drew DeRocher.
It's nice to see.
I may have to go to the chiropractor with
there you
the
go.
Roachers, you know. I may have to get an appointment. I'll use your name because you've got good credit, right? Now Southeast Polk with the ball at the basket. Bronzeway Norris with the miss. Rebound Jenkins.
So you look at the seniors who are coming into the game who didn't get a chance to play during senior night. So Drew DeRocher, senior. Jacob Wynn, senior. Jimmy Baumhower, senior.
Tichy with the foul. That'll be the 14th foul on Southeast Polk. Yeah, you're exactly right. 9 seniors on this Dowling lineup. They started 5 on senior night, which was Friday. And they're going to let a few of them play here. That's awesome. Now Gabe Lawson checks in, a junior at 6'3". Dowling with the ball. 35 in the shot clock, and the ball stolen away by TT, and he's going to go in for the uncontested layup. So TT with the steal and basket. He's got 7 points. 56-37 Dowling with 2.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Maroons with the basketball. Gabe Lawson with it. Over to Jacob Wynn. Has the ball stolen, loose on the floor. Gabe Lawson dives on it. That's that same drill you run in football.
I was gonna say,
Gabe knows all about that.
It's kind of a football drill that just happened. Big scrum and everybody diving in for the ball. And
well, I think Dowling didn't underestimate how quick Emmanuel TT is as he forced that turnover. But the Maroons retained possession, 15 on the shot clock. Dowling inbounds the ball to Baumhover. Baumhover guarded by Max Johnson in the lane. He draws the foul before the shot, and he'll get 2 shots on the penalty. Fouls on Max Johnson, his second. And free throws coming for Jimmy Baumhover, going to Iowa State next year as a senior at Dowling, study kinesiology.
Kinesiology. That's okay. We'll take care of the medical.
Thank you. Yeah, you're the medical guy. Appreciate that. Thanks for the help.
40 years. How many years have you been doing this? 40 years?
This is 44 overall.
Oh, my goodness.
I did 2 years with my son when he was out at PCM for the Pella Station. So, but 42 here at Dowling, to answer your question.
My goodness.
There's TT with the basket. Nice move. He's got 9 points. Oh, he's got such a quick first step.
Quick, and he stopped being aggressive throughout this game. I mean, he really could take the ball to the basket at will and just stopped attacking throughout this game. And Southeast Polk's offense was kind of quiet.
Davin Tritton in the lineup, and he shoots and scores. A 6'2 junior for the Maroons. How about that? 60-39 Dowling, minute 30 remaining. Fourth quarter. And now whistling a foul on the Maroons as Bronzeway Norris is fouled as he goes in the lane. Lawson with the foul for the Maroons. How about Baumhover? Headed to Iowa State. 45-minute drive to and from home to
That's
here.
right, because he lives outside the cities.
Woodward, Norton, Ogden, out in that area. That is just amazing. Love kids like that. All right, Southeast Polk inbounds the ball with a minute 20 remaining. Here's a long three. Good. Nice shot. Catch and shoot for the Rams. That being Thomas Childs. That's his third three of the night. He's got 9 points. 60-42 Dowling, a minute 10 to play. Here's Wynn coming off the ball screen. Gets the ball in the corner to Drew DeRocher. Underneath to Leighton Oldfield. Layup good. The tight end gets involved. Leighton with his first basket.
Good cut by Leighton on that. And drew a little bit of contact, went through it, and converts the ball to the basket.
Here's TT with it. And leaves it for Childs for three. Good. Thomas Childs back-to-back threes. He's got 12 points. 62-45 Dowling, 35 seconds remaining. And now a steal in the back court as pressure by Southeast Polk. TT with it in the lane. And his shot blocked by Oldfield into the hands of Southeast Polk. Bronzeway Norris with it. Over to Gaffney. His three-pointer no good. Offensive rebound, Southeast Polk. Here's a long three. Good by Bronzeway Norris. That is his 11th point. Third three of the night for Bronzeway Norris, and that'll do it. 62-48. Dowling will sweep both games this year from Southeast Polk as the horn ends the ball game. Final score, Dowling 62, Southeast Polk 48. Dowling boys improved their record to 16-2 on the year, ranked fourth in Class 4A. Southeast Polk's record falls to 7-11 for head coach Dave Stubbs in his first year. Again, the final, 62-48, Dowling over Southeast Polk. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I am Mark Amadale. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back, and we will total up our statistics and scoring tonight. So stay tuned. The postgame show is next after this 2-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more. Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formalwear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalwear. Online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formalwear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, hide not your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer quickly. Come close to my soul and redeem me. Let your saving help, O God, protect me. The words of fallen Adam and Eve as Lent now begins in the Eastern Catholic churches. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
In the minds of non-Catholics, Catholicism often conjures up images of Catholic stuff. Candles, crucifixes, rosaries, statues, holy water, oils, and the like. These are called sacramentals, not to be confused with the 7 sacraments. They are material items that the Lord uses as conduits of his blessing. Because of our belief in sacramentals, Catholics have sometimes been accused of practicing magic. But magic is the pagan and New Age belief that an object has power in and of itself. Sacramentals, on the other hand, are the Christian belief that the living and true God uses his creation as instruments of grace and healing. Sacramentals appear throughout the Scriptures. James speaks of anointing with oil. Acts of the Apostles tells us that Paul's handkerchiefs brought healing power to those whom they touched. In the Old Testament, Elisha's bones were used to bring a dead man back to life. And of course, the Gospels portray our Lord himself often using water, mud, or even his own spit to perform mighty works of healing and cleansing, a power which Jesus passed on to his priests to be continued to this day. Sacramentals are neither magic nor make-believe, but powerful weapons to be utilized in our spiritual journeys. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Welcome back to the postgame show here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Following Dowling boys win tonight, 62-48 over Southeast Polk. As the Maroons complete the sweep, Dowling girls a winner in Game 1, 75-36, alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo. I want to thank our guests tonight. We had Christian Marr, the head girls coach at Dowling Catholic. Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys coach, joined us at halftime of the girls game. He'll join us here on the postgame show. And, of course, Miss Clendenin joining us here on the at halftime. And that was Kate Clendenin, who was
big Notre Dame family.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, you coached. She said she had an older brother. So.
Yep, and her daughter and my daughter are good friends. So, really nice family. The Clendenin family is.
They certainly are, and she was a delight to interview and talked about her role on this team and the Dowling girls' victory tonight. But Jimmy, the Dowling boys a winner tonight. They led. It was tied at 24 at halftime, and Dowling wins at 62-48. So what a second half! Maroons outscore Southeast Polk by 14 points in that third quarter to open it up.
They really did, and that's I don't know what was adjusted or said at half, but I think sometimes you got to challenge your team. You have a team that you should be running away with, and that's what the Maroons did in the second half. But through the first two quarters, I had Southeast Polk out rebounding the Maroons. That was a big emphasis for Coach Einertson, and they just they were getting beat on the offensive glass. So at the end, I think their adjustments did well. Came out in the second half, played like they're supposed to play, and well-rounded, well-balanced offense tonight throughout the Maroons. Charlie Crane really leading the charge.
Well, I think you go back to what you said about getting everybody in order, looking for the mismatches. Noah Martin's had a lot to do with that. Being the point guard, he looked for those mismatches as Dowling outscored Southeast Polk 20-6 in the third quarter, and both teams played to an 18-18 fourth quarter, but 38-24 Dowling in the second half after being tied at halftime. I thought Noah Martin's at times, when Dowling got the half-court offense, he found the mismatches. He was really working that. And that was a pretty good game out of him, quarterbacking the team.
He could be very elusive, and we've seen that out of Noah is his ability to play downhill. And if he can get any step on his defender, it really creates the opportunities for others around him. Because Noah can finish. We've seen him be able to finish at the rim. But any defensive help coming off of his teammates, he's finding those open guys. Many times he was getting it all the way through to the bucket. But he's not afraid to keep his eyes open in his directions. At one time, they're working down the court, and he's directing, Charlie Crane, 3 seconds later for a back door. Charlie Crane hits it and gets him an easy bucket. So you mentioned Noah Martin being a quarterback and seeing those things, and that's what you need to lead an offense like this, because when they get stale and they get they stop moving, it's when things go downhill for the Maroons, and it's important that your point guard keeps things moving around and directing the offense.
Once again, the final tonight, Dowling boys defeat Southeast Polk 62-48. That is a doubleheader sweep for the Maroons, as the Dowling girls a winner in Game 1, 75-36. Dowling boys also defeated Southeast Polk 68-54 back on January 9th at Southeast Polk. Just to run down the scoring, first of all, for the visitors for Southeast Polk, as Southeast Polk boys' record falls to 7-11. They had two players in double figures, led by Thomas Childs with 12 points. He hit 4 3-pointers for his 12 points. He was followed by Grady Bronzeway Norris off the bench with 11 points, a normal starter, but out due to illness, came off the bench tonight with 11 points. Emmanuel Titi with 9 points, 8 points for Ehiquim Ahikaminer, otherwise known as the Big E, finishing with 8 points, all in the first half. 5 points for Henry Gaffney and 3 points for Josh Charlton. Rams were 3 out of 6 at the free throw line. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons had 3 players in double figures, led by Charlie Crane's 24 points. Alfred Coley with 12 points, 10 points for Noah Martins. Rounding out scoring for the Maroons, off the bench, Gio Keelis with 8 points. And 2 points each for Nate Jenkins, Leighton Oldfield, Davin Tritton, and Jimmy Baumhover. We have Maddox Coppola did not score tonight. Dowling 7 of 12 at the free throw line unofficially tonight. And now joined by head coach Justin Einertson following Dowling's win. And Justin Einertson, I'm going to congratulate you. It's career win number 100 for you in your career between Dowling and Lincoln. Congratulations. And Jimmy and I can say that for being 2 Southsiders and having some ties to Lincoln. Congratulations, Coach. That's a great accomplishment.
How'd you figure that out?
You know what? Unlike Coach Cataldo says, I can add once in a while. I may not be able to pronounce kinesiology right.
Needed a calculator, but
well, yeah, I did, and I had to do some adding with my toes, but I got it. Career one number 100 for you, Coach Anderson. Congratulations, man.
Well, it took a while to get there. This is year 10. A couple of those first years at Lincoln were rough, but I'll tell you, there's no other group I would rather have 100 with than these guys. This is a really mature performance by us. I thought we were locked in right from the start. And then we took some of their best shots through that second quarter. And I want to say it was about a 12-minute, I could be off by a minute or two, a 12-minute span where they only scored 6. So that is high-level stuff by our guys. And obviously I really appreciate the effort by them tonight.
Absolutely. And you go into halftime, you're tied at 24. They had a pretty good second quarter. They outscored you 13-9. And what was the halftime message? Because all of a sudden it was, you outscored them 20-6 in that third quarter. What was the message at halftime tied with Southeast Polk?
Well, it's nice when you go into halftime on a 7-0 run, honestly, because it kind of feels like the tides are shifting a little bit, and that happened pretty quickly. So they had already been on about a 4-minute tear defensively and, made some defense turn into offense. So we just kind of got back to what we wanted to do originally. What's funny is in the third quarter we tried some things we really thought was going to work and didn't at all. So our guys kind of grinded through, some different calls, some different actions, but really it was defense turning into offense tonight. And if you wonder what makes this team special, that's really what it is. Like, we can have our nights where maybe we're not as sharp in the half court, but our defense will turn into offense.
Well, you challenged your team to rebound the basketball tonight. Southeast Polk out-rebounding you the first match, only one of the year so far. I had you out-rebounding Southeast Polk 25-20, but it was tough. I thought Big E played really hard down low, blocking our guys out. But you look at Alfred Coley, and one thing we mentioned at the beginning, leads Class 4A in offensive rebounds, and something we've seen out of him time and time again, especially in the last few games, is his ability to see his teammates shooting the ball, but he's getting the ball at the rim and not bringing it down, and his conversion. So what are you talking about your guys coming into this, and how did you challenge those guys, and how did they respond, in your opinion?
Yeah, I thought Alfred had a very good approach tonight. He really wanted to go right at whoever was guarding him. It was Charlie that had the big night, but I thought Alfred got a lot of attention. So, Coach Nahas and Coach Nagel, we've recognized the weakness with post players. It's really common where you bring the ball down, and I think they've both done a really nice job the past couple of weeks, and it's led to bigger scoring nights and less uncertainty about what happens when you throw the ball in. So they're doing a nice job of being strong with it and, making easy plays. They're very physical guys, and, the best post work is done early. Can you seal early? Can you get an advantage early? Can you adjust when a defender, fronts or plays behind? And they're getting better every night. And, if you've noticed, our offense has really shifted to playing through them as a primary attack, and they've done a nice job. It's fun to be a part of, because now I can look ahead, and no matter who they match us up with in the playoffs, I know that we're going to have something that very few teams have.
Visit with Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys basketball coach, following Dowling's win tonight, 62-48 over Southeast Polk here at the Dowling Catholic Gym. Career win number 100 for Coach Einertson. And, Coach, as I was telling Coach Cataldo earlier before you got here, I thought Charlie Crane and Alfred Coley's success was done by your quarterback, the point guard, Noah Martins, made some great decisions getting you into the right offense and kind of seeing the being the coach in the court, seeing the mismatches, and he attacked that, especially in the third quarter.
Yeah, we run set plays, but we also run a motion offense that really features him coming off of a ball screen into space. And, you think about the first couple of possessions and, we got to roll for a dunk and then he's got to drive all the way to the rim. That's good stuff by him. He made a lot of really good reads tonight, but really not just him. Nate, Maddox, who didn't even score tonight, made a ton of great post-entry passes.
Yes, he did.
And I don't know how many assists he'll end up with, but I thought he was a huge part of our offense. So, down the line, I thought the guards did a really nice job. Sam had a really nice entry here in the fourth quarter. So it's something that we're getting better at. And what's funny about that is when I first came to Dowling, we didn't have a single person that could enter the ball into the post, so we didn't do any of it. I don't know how much it was emphasized. We were able to kind of run and gun, but this group, we've learned as we've grown together, how to get that ball in effectively.
Well, let's talk about Charlie Crane for a minute, leading the team tonight in 24 points. Thought he really dominated at times, but I think that pales in comparison to what he signed just earlier or late last week is his intent to go to Navy.
Yeah.
And incredible commitment out of him and really shows his character. Has he talked much about that and kind of what he is seeing in the next few years ahead of him?
Well, he knows it's going to be hard, and one of the things that I like to remind people here is Dowling's hard. He's going to be prepared just because of the day-to-day challenges that we have. I mean, you think about the weight room in summer that you see. He's gone through that. He wins a lot of our sprints and our hill stuff and all of that hard stuff that we do in fall, our fun runs on Friday. So I think he's got the physical makeup, and I think he's got the maturing mental makeup to do really well there. He's going to put a ton of weight on. He's a little bit more skilled than some of the bigs they have over there, but he's just not as big. So, he's got a year where he's going to go to prep school, but I think it's the coolest thing ever. I mean, I'm from a military family. I regret that I didn't join the military, to be honest with you, and it's pretty cool that Charlie's wanting to do something that not just benefits him, because he had like 12 D1 offers, but it's also going to be something that benefits others, and it's going to set him up for a great life, so I'm excited about him.
And you see him on the floor tonight because he had a couple collisions with the Big E and a few others, and he got right back up, so his demeanor, his stature right now isn't as thick. It's going to happen in the future, but you can see that he has no fear.
Well, even this summer, you think about before he broke his hand, I mean, our summer games, he was an absolute beast. I don't know what his weight was. I know he's not there now because he really couldn't lift. I mean, from really July when he had the issue with his hand all the way to the start of the season, he couldn't do any of the normal lifts. So we've seen him put that weight on, and we've seen him that dominant, and he's kind of getting back to it, to be honest. So it's perfect timing.
Sure. All right, Coach. Well, tonight, a win over Southeast Polk. Now you got Friday night, Waukee Northwest, and they got clipped by Waukee about a week ago in the Battle of Waukee. So it might be the battle for second, tied for first. I don't know in the league, but nonetheless, you're playing a very fine team in Waukee Northwest. 2 Division I athletes on the team, and you're playing for the second time. Your thoughts on playing Northwest here on Friday night?
Yeah, I thought it was a perfect storm in a way. How they got us the first time, they played perfect, and we weren't really sharp in any facet. So it's exciting to come back. I know it's going to be a packed house. If you're listening, you want to come out and see a great show of basketball and athleticism, come out here and join us on Friday. But we're excited about it. It's a great opportunity for us to get back at them and, just kind of see where we're at again. We think we've had a really good 3 weeks or whatever it's been, and we think we've gotten better. So it's a good time to play them.
And as far as postseason groupings and assignments for Class 4A, we know the girls are going to get theirs tomorrow. They'll get their whole brackets for Classes 4A and 5A. What about the boys? Monday is when they're going to come out with your groupings.
Yep, so 2 big games for us to make it, the biggest statement we can. And, whatever they line us up with, we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, you have 2 games left. You have tonight, and then don't forget.
Yeah, Norwalk, who's fighting for first place for their conference.
For their conference,
they're tough too.
So you've got Waukee Northwest here on Friday night, and then Norwalk here at noon on Saturday at the Dowling Gym.
Yep.
So that'll be fun.
Yep, no nights off.
No nights off.
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0 each day. Coach Cataldo, any comments you want to we had Father Flood do our pregame
we did.
with us,
Beautiful.
and it was
He
awesome.
did our prayer, too. He did.
Oh, he was
awesome.
awesome.
I'm not the biggest motivational speaker. As I get older, I'm probably less of one. He's incredible. I was fired up after, and all he did was say a couple words and pray.
It was the best pregame because Cataldo couldn't give us his X and O's when you're going to go into that 1-2-2 full court press and all. We didn't get any of that. We got nothing but Father Flood.
Jesus
awesome.
conquers all,
Thank
even
you.
1-2-2 presses.
And he relates well to the kids. I think that's what makes him special here is, he isn't too far removed from being a student here himself, and the way he connects with kids, I think, is really, really special, and he really gets those kids to buy in and listen and understand where he's coming from. So
it's pretty awesome to have him. Yep. It's one of the most special things about this place right now.
Did you do that when he married your daughter this summer? Did you buy into all that, knowing what he was telling the parents?
Of course.
And the grandparents who,
of course,
his dad's the one that gave the blessing on the dinner, cool. And not Father Flood. I haven't figured that. Well,
you got to understand, Mark is one of those. He's a wedding crasher who he gets invited to weddings and he's leaving before he can finish his meal. Doesn't stay for any of the pomp and circumstance of the wedding. He eats and leaves.
I can relate to that. I'm the same way.
He stayed for the open bar part, and that was it.
Okay, well maybe not that part, but everything else. I'm eating
that's all he did. He's out the door.
I got to find out what Davini's doing now. He's got to be available. I got to get Coach. Forget that. He's full of it. We had class reunion that same weekend. What a day to plan a wedding.
Mary said she wanted to stay.
Would you stop?
Just saying.
First of all, let's deflect from that. Coach Anderson, congratulations. 100 career wins, 10 years. We know what you started with at Lincoln, and here you're at Dowling, and you're up to 43 wins at Dowling in 3 years. Keep building what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And the kids believe it. He almost believes it. I believe it. Is that right? Yeah? We all believe it.
A lot of special people.
Yeah, there is.
From my first year at Lincoln, the guys that grinded through that.
Absolutely.
Were freshmen that ended up winning our first conference title as seniors. I'll reflect on that a little bit, and then once I get home, we're right back to Northwest.
That's right. Well, thank you for stopping by tonight. Appreciate all your input and insight, and we look forward to a Friday night final girl-boy doubleheader of the year before everybody goes their separate ways. Final doubleheader, so it should be packed, should be a lit house, and it was last Friday night for Ankeny, and I'm sure it'll be the same for Northwest. We look forward to that. We'll be here on Iowa Catholic Radio, and I think CISN's
We'll find room for you. Get over here.
Yeah, exactly. Coach, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Justin Anderson, Dowling boys basketball coach. We will take a 1-minute break, come back. I don't know if I want any final comments with Coach Cataldo, but we're going to get them. We'll take a 1-minute break as Roman Wilkham is our studio producer playing that great music, those buffer music. Love it. And we'll return. Final score in the boys' game, Dowling Catholic 62, Southeast Polk 48. In the girls' game, it was Dowling 75, Southeast Polk 36. Doubleheader sweep here at the Dowling Gym for the Maroons. Back in 1 minute, the final thoughts on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
The radio home for your Dowling Catholic Maroons. 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines. IowaCatholicRadio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app. Encounter Jesus.
From Ottumwa to Urbandale and everywhere at IowaCatholicRadio.com or the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting people to Christ.
Make Valentine's Day unforgettable with Bella Notte, a beautiful evening at the St. Luke's Green Gala, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center. Enjoy a family-style Italian dinner, live dessert auction, and silent auction, featuring live music by Nashville singer-songwriter Danica Ports. Cocktail hour begins at 5 p.m. Bella Notte, a beautiful evening, Saturday, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center in Ankeny, supporting St. Luke the Evangelist School. To get your tickets, visit SLTE.org.
Roman Wilkham, you get the Disc Jockey of the Year playing Journey music between sets here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Hamadale. Post-game show following the Dowling girls and boys wins over Southeast Polk. And Dowling boys a winner 62-48. The girls a winner 75-36. And Coach Cataldo, I feel, I don't know how I feel because of what you said about your daughter's wedding. We had to go to a reunion over on the other side of town. I stayed until I said, "When's Jimmy going to give the dad speech?" You're the dad. I didn't. I said, "When is it?" He said, "Well, I've got to go. Look, time. We're an hour late to our reunion." So Mary and I went off down the interstate, and so that's.
Well, listen. If that makes you feel better,
it does.
Then that's okay. I'm offended, but that's okay.
You're not. You shouldn't be, because your daughter Anna gave a tremendous speech. I was there for that,
right.
But I knew you were coming up next. Oh, Mary, we got to go.
Oh, my gosh. It's like going to the movies and just watching the previews and leaving.
I heard
you stay for the movie.
Your speech went on beyond 20 minutes.
No, it didn't.
25.
Wrong.
Okay.
13. It was. I talked about Father Flood.
Father Flood, a good homily. He'll tell you 8 minutes or less. That's a good homily. It's a speech. You couldn't keep it to that. I digress. All right.
My father was so impressed with Father Flood, he invited him over for Thanksgiving, and that says a lot. I mean, about what he did and how he was.
Floods have a large family, so I'm surprised at that. All right. Well, Jimmy, we're back here on Friday night. A couple updates. Men's college basketball. Iowa State up 9 points in their game at TCU in the first half. Halftime, Iowa State women down 1 point at halftime at BYU. So isn't that something? Both Iowa and Iowa State men and women playing at the same time, both on the road. And tomorrow night, the Iowa Hawkeyes play at the same time, or almost the same time. Iowa men on the road at Maryland and the Iowa women home against Washington. But, it's ironic. Usually you kind of alter that, but not tonight.
There's so much basketball going on, and I'm watching the Dowling kids and seeing just kind of how they move around, how's their health. And I think there's a couple kids that are banged up a little bit, and so be it. I mean, it feels like they've been playing nonstop for the last several weeks. Haven't had much of a break. So tough game Friday night, and then and then you turn around and play
Norwalk Saturday. Yeah,
less than 24 hours play Norwalk. So it's gonna be tough to get healthy, and I think that's gonna be the most important thing is moving forward.
Did you get your stats in?
I did not.
Because I did the scoring, and then Coach got here. So you want to get him in?
Well, then quickly though. But
go ahead.
Maroon shot 62% tonight, 4 3-pointers. I mentioned they out-rebounded Southeast Polk 25-20.
But it wasn't that way in the first half.
The first half, the Maroons were down 10-8 in rebounds, so the Maroons really exploded in the third quarter. I think that's what we all saw. Maroons only had 7 turnovers is what I had unofficially, and Southeast Polk 9. Southeast Polk shot 38%. They went 0 of 8 in the third quarter, but 38% on the night included 7 3-pointers, and as I mentioned, 9 turnovers. So
Childs and Bronzeway Norris lead the way for Southeast Polk, 12 points and 11 points respectively. TT with 9 points for Dowling. The Maroons were led by Charlie Cranes, 24 points. Alfred Coley, 12, and 10 points for Noah Martins, 8 points for Gio Keelis off the bench as the Dowling boys improved their record to 16-2, ranked 4th in Class 4A. The rankings came out yesterday, and the Maroons will take on number 3, Waukee Northwest. Part of a girl-boy doubleheader on Friday night. We'll be here for that as the girls' game has number 2 Waukee Northwest and number 3 Dowling Catholic. That'll be game 1. That'll tip off at 6:15, and Mike Burker and I will have the pregame at 6 o'clock. So that's what's next for us. And Jimmy Cataldo, because despite all this stuff here, tremendous pregame, by the way, out of you. Yeah. Tremendous pregame, and we appreciate Father Reed Flood joining us this year and all he does here at Dowling. And, Coach, we'll talk to you Friday night.
It's going to be exciting Friday night.
Sure will be. All right. That's Jimmy Cataldo, my broadcast partner, and our thanks to him along with Mike Burkert. And our next broadcast, as Jimmy mentioned, will be this Friday night as the Dowling boys take on Waukee Northwest this Friday, February 13th. 6 o'clock pregame. Girls tip off at 6:15. The boys to follow at 7:45 right here at the Dowling Catholic High School gym in West Des Moines. And we thank our business underwriters and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio for supporting our broadcast of Dowling Catholic High School sports and activities. This is our 49th year. Our thanks to Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Iowa Wealth Management, Construction Professionals, along with Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Fast Signs in Clive. For Jimmy Cataldo, Mike Burkert, our senior producer tonight, Roman Wilkham. I'm Mark Hamadale. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Final scores for the final time. Girls game won by Dowling, 75-36 over Southeast Polk. And the boys game, Dowling 62, Southeast Polk 48, the final there. And for everybody involved with our broadcast, our thanks to Tom Wilson, Colleen Webb, and Jaron Herring, who was the on-site administrator here tonight. This is Mark Hamadale saying goodnight from the Dowling Catholic Gym and from all of us with the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Dowling Catholic Basketball and Iowa Catholic Radio has been brought to you by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.